pay thing to begin with.
All right, so let's see if I can turn it
on a date, who should pay?
No, we're not about to do that. Let me just address what I first said, okay? So when it comes to a first date, and this is important because we do talk a lot about double standards. Double standards basically being one person can do something or is expected to do something, but the other person isn't, all right? So there's a difference between double standards and roles. Now, when it comes to roles, that's strictly up to romantic preference. Some people like gender roles in a relationship. Some people don't. I personally do. I don't think they have to be as strict as what they were back in the 1950s and 40s and all that shit, where a woman better have my drawers ironed and pressed and warmed up whenever I wake up type of shit. You know, I think there's some evolution we can have on gender roles, but I do believe in gender roles, gender structure. All right. So whenever a guy, this is for women who prefer a guy that's a leader, that's the initiator of conversation. He's somewhat I don't want to say aggressor because that's kind of strong, but it basically, he kicks things off, right? That's a romantic preference for a woman to have or not have. A woman might want to be the one that initiates things. But if that's her romantic preference, then the guy that's going to get her interest is going to be the guy that initiates conversation, that asks for her phone number, asks her name, and then also subsequently asks for her time, right? This is the thing. That's the precedence that you're setting. That's the foundation that you're setting. It's not for unequal. It's just there are two different roles, so you guys aren't going to be synonymous in the relationship the same way you're not synonymous in the courting or the dating phase. If a guy asks you for your time, if a guy asks you out, it's up to him to execute whatever that intention, whatever that plan was, whatever that idea was. And it's like me saying, hey, you should come over to my house. We like, come over to my house. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have fun. Come over to my house. I really want to have drinks at my house. Come over. Right? And this is man or woman, child, family, whatever. They come over and I look at them and I say, well, where's the drinks? You didn't bring drinks. Like, no, motherfucker, I initiated things. I set the foundation for what I wanted to do. You know, so in the courting phase, when the dude wants to take you out on a date, he initiated things. He presented himself like he has interest in you. Interest is already established on his part. Whenever he asks for your time, asks for your number, he's asking you for an opportunity to gain your interest. So since he's doing that, yes, he should be expected to execute. Now, it's different if after 3 or 4 months, you guys are in a relationship and the woman by this time, she still hasn't offered to do anything. She hasn't offered to take him out or pay for a date or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, but in the courting phase, yeah, the man should pay, and that's not a double standard. That's structure. That's structure.
You know, I'm sorry. I'm dating. We're dating.
But here's
okay, hold on. Let me try to fast forward. Let me look and see what y'all are saying.
He wasn't taught right.
Let me see.
I can tell you what I say about my future.
I don't do this often now. I don't break down other relationship commentators' comments, but this is a good one. And again, I like this guy. I don't dislike this guy. But let's hear it.
I will always treat my partner how I would treat my best friend.
Okay, so this is where he also said some bullshit I disagreed with. He said, and this is the thing, watch out for orators that will put certain shit together so that it sounds really endearing, and it pulls on your heartstrings, it pulls on you emotionally, and makes you forget the logic of it. He said, I would always treat my partner like my best friend. And I would never tell my best friend that they have to always pay. 2 things to watch out for. First off, yes, we do call our partners our best friend. We aim for that, but it's still figurative. Because when we talk about best friend in a traditional sense, we talk about same sex. Like my best friend, my male best friend, there's a heterosexual male friendship there. That's completely different from my romantic partner, my woman, that best friend. There's completely different. And even if my woman is my best friend, guess what? The romantic element still takes precedence. It's still a priority. That's the parent company. Best friend is under that. You know what I mean? The second thing that he said that was bullshit when he said always pay for the first date. Now, in the beginning, this is where I was talking about switching context. We weren't talking about always. Always insinuates that there's some length of time that goes by where the woman isn't doing anything, she's not contributing, she's not offering or anything like that. We're talking about first date in the very beginning. But let's switch back one more time to the best friend thing. You know, if I don't know, I guess if my homeboy, my best friend, my male best friend gets in an altercation with another man, guess what? That's between him and that man. I ain't got shit to do with that. But there will never be an altercation between my woman and another man where I don't step in, because that's my romantic partner. You get what I'm saying? Or if we're watching a movie, I'm watching a movie with my boy, you know, I'm not at any point in time putting my arm around him, putting my hand on his knee. I'm not doing that shit, because that's my homie. But my woman, on the other hand, we may get cuddled up very closely, because the communication of affinity is completely different for a romantic partner as opposed to a best friend. There are some things reserved for the romantic partner as opposed to the same-sex best friend. And again, he's a very skilled orator. This guy's a national best-selling author and all that other good stuff. So he's great at what he does. And in this room, he masterfully bullshits this crowd. And again, I don't dislike him, but I gotta call a spade a spade. But yeah, that's where he says, I would treat my romantic partner like I treat my best friend. No, the fuck I wouldn't. If it's a woman, I am going to pay. I am going to pull out your chair. That's how I communicate my affinity to you. To my homeboy, hell no, I ain't paying his shit. If we laughing at a joke, I might punch him in his arm, his chest, or some shit like that. Like, we boys, we communicate our affinity, our friendship different than with my romantic partner. There is no synonymity there. The same way there's no synonymity in the relationship. If I'm the man, like this is me, like me and my romantic preference is more so on the traditional side. A little evolution, but more so on the traditional side. I want to handle the financial shit. I want to handle the heavy lifting. I want to pick up the groceries from the car and bring them in. I want to take the trash down to the road. You know what I'm saying? I want to cut the grass or make sure they get cut. I want to wash the cars, pump the gas. I'm that guy. So, with that being said, if I'm doing all of that shit, yeah, I'm bringing home the food. I do want my woman to prepare it. I find that attractive more times than not. You know, if I'm paying for the roof, I'm paying for every financial aspect. She ain't got to work. I do want her to take care of the upkeep of the house. Outside of fixing shit, I do want her to be the one to make sure that, you know, the clothes get thrown in the washer and shit get cleaned, dishes get taken care of. Now, can we pitch in and help each other? Absolutely. But there is no, no structure, and we're equal. So that means we both do the exact same shit, the exact same proportion. I made the analogy on a video a while back, man, when I was talking about a basketball team. There are different positions. There's a point guard and there's a center. That doesn't mean one is more important than the other. That just means they have different roles to get to the end goal. That's how I believe a relationship works. When I'm talking about teammate, that doesn't mean our positions are the exact same. That means we have the same end goal in mind. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, this is strictly for first date. When we're talking about the guy paying, he must pay. Damn sure better pay, man. If he's the one that initiates the date, he has to offer and make sure that he pays. Please do not get to a point where you're the one offering to pay, unless you're a woman that initiates the contact, initiates the conversation. If that's your flow, then this ain't even for you. I'm talking to women that kind of are more so in the traditional sense, where a guy is the one that initiates that contact. But let's see what